Okay.
Welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be going over the GFC Topper that I had recently installed on my 2022 Tundra. Now on my last Tacoma, as you may have seen on my YouTube channel, I did have a shell. It was a snug top and it was paint matched, and it was a lot more simplified. It kind of blended in really well with the truck and it made it almost look like an SUV in some sort of way, but I was still able to functionally have a bed in that truck. When I upgraded here to the Tundra with the 6.5 foot bed, I knew I wanted to do something a little different. I wanted something a little bit more aggressive with styling. I also wanted something that was going to be a lot heavier duty, had the ability to kind of have these open up panels on the sides, as well as having a higher load rating for up top and the need that I wanted to put such things like a rooftop tent up there. Now again, this is the GFC Topper. This is not going to be the pop-up camper in which you would see probably another 3 to 4 inches of material up top that would be integrated over the cab, and it would allow for a sort of A-style pop-up tent that would be opening up on the back. This is just going to be basically a cover itself, but still has all their great engineering behind it, where it's kind of like tube frame style. With these open up panels just without the tent. The reason why I went with the GFC as opposed to some of the other brands like RSI is going to be mostly due to the weight as well as the styling difference between the two. That one's a little bit more rounded, has the ability to put glass on the sides, which I didn't really care about too much. I just wanted something that was very simplified as far as the panels go, as well as up top it kind of allows more light in with their white roof styling, as well as these are made in America and like to support something local here. These are made in Montana, and they made it very easy by having it shipped here to California. I did have to drive about 2 to 3 hours, but I was able to go to a very high quality shop, Stellar Built, to have this thing installed. Now let's go around the Topper so I can show you guys some more key things to it. Now each side does come with these two snap open locks that can be locked with a key. They did provide plenty of extra keys as well in case I lose them, but as you can see, shock on each side, which adds as sort of a spring to kind of open this panel up, as well as coming around the back side. I did option for the rear window as well as the front window on this Topper so that I can see through with my rear view mirror. But again, those are fully options, so you can do with or without them. And again, and also it has a third brake light, and then we have the snap open locks here as well, and with the springs. And on this side, same goes. This opens up. So the nice thing here is one of the main reasons why I wanted to go with this style was having the ability to have basically this canopy thing that completely opens up, and I can access anything in the bed for when I'm camping or off-roading, and I have kind of the heavier stuff over the axle up front towards the cab, like my cooler or any tools that I might need. So everything's very easily accessible. Another nice thing is, kind of I mentioned earlier, they have this sort of sun or skylight style roof that allows a lot of light in, so if all these panels are closed, you can still see inside if you're camping out inside the back of the truck. One of the huge things about this product is it's super over engineered. It's got billet mounting points here, as you can see, clamps down in 4 different locations to the rails on the truck, and then it's got all these crossbars all the way around for support to just add more rigidity to the Topper. And then its main frame is all welded together all the way across, as you can see up top, with many mounting points, such right here, that you can see that you can just get some small little metric bolts to mount anything you want all the way around, and it's fully customizable. Now, like I mentioned earlier, this was built to order, so once I ordered it, it was about a 2 to 3 month wait to get my serial number and to be notified when it was going to ship out. I was luckily able to have a installer that was about 3 hours away up in Sacramento, Stellar Built, once they got a hold of the topper, it only took a couple days before they were able to get me scheduled to get this thing mounted. With that, it only took them about 2 hours to mount it up. They allowed me to check it out while they were installing it. The only downside with this being a brand new truck and a brand new topper for this truck is the third brake light wiring was not pre-installed. They did tell me about the fact that the wiring diagram hasn't really been released from GFC, so they didn't want to basically have any liability, which I understand. So they basically said, here's the wiring, just tap into any of your brake lights with the power and a ground. So it shouldn't be too hard. Just have to remove the tail light out and find where it taps in and just get some T's and wire these guys in. So that was one thing that I wish maybe they had thought of before releasing it, because that's just one of the minuscule things for fit and finish, but not the end of the world. Can figure it out. Now, as far as the price breakdown goes, the topper itself, there are different prices for the different lengths of the bed. So some of the stats on this topper itself is it's going to be roughly 150 pounds. The base model, which is, I believe, for the short bed, which is 5.5 feet, is 135 pounds, so I figured another 15 for the length, so roughly 150 pounds. I did add on some things with this topper to kind of build it up to what I wanted it to be. So naturally, it did not come with front and rear windows. It did not come with the beef racks, which are the crossbars that go across the top. And what was the third thing I added? I thought I added something else here. The color. I wanted black. Simple as that. You can get it in many different colors. You can get it white, red, green. I think there's kind of a couple others now. Let's see. Bronze, silver, blue. Yeah, so a bunch of different colors. I just wanted it in the base black because I thought that would kind of accent well with the dark gray, black wheels. Kind of see what I'm going with here. But with that, the windows front and rear was an additional $400. The base shell itself is $4,000, and it kind of goes up from there depending on the length of your bed. So being that I have a 2022 and newer Tundra, it's going to be an additional $250 because the beds are a little bit larger. Another $400 for front and rear windows, and you do have to pay some sales tax for California, which is $600. So out the door was $5,600, and that includes the install as well. Now I did get it pre-2023 pricing back in December. They did have about $500 off before they were raising prices for this year. So I got that for a little bit less. And then the beef racks are $200 each rack, so that was another $400 for those up top. So if you wanted to get this exact outfit as you see it right here, it's going to be about $6,000 if you live here in California. Now, there are some benefits to this topper, and there are some cons as well. Some of the downsides, it's not really aerodynamic, like the snug top or something else you might get that might help a little bit of drag. This definitely creates a little bit more. Some of the other downsides, again, right now, is just that third brake light. I have to throw it in there just because it's just one small thing that needs to be addressed in the future. Another con is going to be the heat aspect. It's black. That's my fault. But it's going to absorb a lot more heat. You're going to probably keep a lot more heat inside here. And being that it doesn't option for any sliding windows or anything like that, you can't really allow it to ventilate while all the panels are closed. You have to open it up to get some wind blowing. I guess that's pretty much it, other than the price, but you pay what you get for. So this is really high quality. It is one of the more expensive toppers in the market, but clearly it's different and it's a lot stronger than all the rest, so that's going to be why. Now, some of the benefits, like I just mentioned, it's really durable, extremely strong. Everything here is metal. It's not fiberglass where it's going to crack and then you have to replace the whole thing. You can get parts. You can replace locks, you can replace windows. This thing is really easy to wash. It's super durable. The other benefits is it's completely locking on all the sides. You have access to everything all the way around. And not to mention, it's probably one of the lighter ones in the market as well, being as big as it is, only 150 pounds. You can also take it apart and take it off yourself if you want to. I don't really recommend it because myself, I wouldn't know how to put it back together. which would suck. Another really cool thing about these, they put I think it was a first or a second gen 4Runner on top of one of these toppers to see how much weight it could hold. They don't recommend that, but you probably are never going to overload the top of this thing with any sort of cargo you might put up there. But here's a picture for you to check it out, because I think it's pretty cool. But other than that, overall I am extremely happy with this shell. It's been great so far. I've had it for about 2 months now. Haven't really had any problems with it. Everything's been working super well. I actually tinted the back window so that it creates a little bit more privacy in the back. And other than that, I'm super happy with it. I would recommend for anybody who wants this style of topper, one that kind of a little bit more aggressive and stands out, but has these pop-out sides, this is the one I would go with. I did my research and I found that this was going to be the best one on the market, the best bang for the buck, and I'm super happy with it. But as always, if you guys have any questions, you want to check this out, I will throw the link for the Go Fast camper down below for you guys to check out. And other than that, I'll see you all on the next one.